Morning guys, this is actually the day after I uploaded my first video, recorded my first video, and I think the best way for me to actually do this is just to go all in and just record as many videos as I can. So that's either a good thing and a bad thing. You're going to enjoy watching me, or you're going to think, oh my god, what is he up to? I was thinking about what to upload today, and I think it's just actually showing what a day in my life looks like. So the time right now is 20 past 11, alright, as we Oscar, my boy. 20 past 11, I woke up at 9:30 this morning, slept in. I was up far too late last night editing that video and putting it up, although it doesn't look like it's edited, so I had to edit some things and then uploading it to YouTube, so that should be live now. So if you haven't watched that and you're watching this, you're thinking, who the fuck is this guy? Go watch it, you'll get a rough idea who I am. But this is what a day in my life looks like. So it's 20 past 11 right now, and I'm just finished some work. So when I first wake up, I just get straight into some work. So, as you know, I'm an online coach, so I had some check-ins to do this morning, and just check up on some general things, get back to some inquiries as well. So that's all done, check-ins are done, everybody's smashing it, and I'm just about to make some breakfast. So I'm going to show you what I have for breakfast, but also I'm going to show you just like what my fridge looks like. This is what a fridge looks like for someone who is trying to eat well, trying to train well, and try to do absolutely everything they can to make sure their performance is pretty good. Now, I'm due a decent food shop, so it's not amazing, but I think it's looking pretty fucking good, to be honest with you. So, the Holy Grail, Pepsi Max, I can't survive without it. I don't waste my calories on liquids, alright, so I just go for a wee Pepsi Max, and that really keeps my cravings at bay. The next Holy Grail is my dual dates, alright. Now Winston Morrison's are the best right now. My dual dates, and they're amazing. A good carb source as well, a whole food carb source, plenty of sugar in them, good for your training. Dark chocolate, this is a thing, like this is expensive for me. Dark chocolate, like see these two, and that's at a tenner for a dark chocolate and a fucking packet of dates. It's an absolute joke. Who says eating healthy is easy? And here's another, this is an expensive shelf actually. These eggs, for 10 eggs, was £3.60 or something. For 10 fucking eggs, that's an absolute joke. But again, all very good solid food sources. Yogurt. If you don't like yogurt bowls, or you've not tried yogurt bowls, get to fucking know. They've sat in there since I've done an event, and they've just sat there. I don't know why they're still in my fridge, I've not thrown them out. And then into some meat. So, I know the layout is a bit all over the place here, but bacon. I fucking love bacon. I'm actually eating full fat bacon now, like not medallions, because my calories are higher. I need to make sure I've got plenty of fuel in me. Not good for saturated fats, but... Oh, 2 seconds. And we're back. So yeah, not good for saturated fats, not a very, very lean meat, but again, some higher fat content. Fat isn't bad for you, you're allowed some fat. Chicken breast, this is the only chicken breast I could get in Morrison's last night. 2 wee tiny breasts, so I'm going to have to go and do another fucking shop tomorrow. Mince, 5% mince, again, nice, easy, simple protein source. I don't know why I've got meatballs in there, I'm not going to eat them, I think that must have been Sean. Some cheese, more bacon, the cheese sitting there is actually giving me the fear. That cheese should actually be like somewhere else. That's annoying me. And then plenty of fruit and veg. I love pineapple, oranges. Sean puts bananas in the fridge, which pisses me off, and then he also just leaves like avocados, something like that. Onions, apples, broccoli, lettuce, tomatoes, more oranges, peppers, I think I said that. That is what my fridge looks like. Nice balanced food, and then of course we need carbs. So carbs, I've actually seen these on a boy Morgan I follow from Newcastle. Don't know if you're watching this, Morgan, but if you are, appreciate you. Lighter bagels, 30% less calories, but big bagels, so it's kind of like a bagel thin. So calories on that is 268, is that? No, 158 surely. Yeah, each bagel 158 calories. A bagel thin's like 130, but you're getting a full bagel. So that makes me pretty fucking happy. I don't know if that was on me. I use these instead of tortillas. Alright, so I've got tortillas there. but I use these because the macros are pretty similar. So 4 Greek style flatbreads, they're nice and thick and stodgy. That's what I like about my bread. And they're roughly 200 calories. Yep, 204 cal. Oh, come on, focus. 204 calories. And if we have a look at some wraps, there's some protein wraps. Sean must have bought these. 170 calories. But there's a whole load of more fucking eating in that than there is that. Yet again, using your head, enjoying your foods. Another one, so again saving calories, peanut butter, powdered version, mix it with some water. I've got the normal stuff as well, but that is a lot less calorie than that is. No added sugar, strawberry jam. I love a wee jam and bagel. Alright, that's a wee pre-workout snack I always have. Honey, I fucking love honey. I love it on my oats, I love it in my yogurt bowls. Again, carbs. Honey is just an absolute cheat code for carbs. I don't know if you'll be able to read the carb content in that bottle, but for 100 grams, it's 81 grams of carbs. It's 80% carbs. That is the full ingredient of honey. So yeah, having that as well, you're obviously not going to have 100 grams in there. And then some supplements. Right, here is the supplements that I am taking religiously every single day. I start every single morning with some electrolytes and some creatine. I'm going to make that in a second. I have that with some vitamin C. Alright, I take it every single morning. My immune system is terrible, so I do anything to try and make sure that is good. I'm also trying to cut down on how many vitamins I take. I'm not even on that. How many vitamins I take. So I've went for some Alpha Man, which is just a big concoction of all sorts in it. Try to simplify it so I'm not taking millions and millions and millions of tablets. And some Omega, again, keeping my heart nice and healthy, getting some nice fats in my body. And that is my supplements. So I'm going to get ready, I'm going to go to the gym. I'll show you what I'm having for my breakfast in a second. And yeah, catch up in a bit. Breakfast is served. So 80 grams of Cocoa Pops and 45 grams of white chocolate whey protein. So carbs, protein. I have it with whey protein instead of, please focus. I have it with whey protein instead of milk, just again try to get my protein in. My electrolytes, my creatine, and there you'll see the creatine at the bottom. I know it doesn't dissolve very well, but what's the deal with it? My vitamins, like I just spoke about, 50 grams of dates, and then I'm going to have a couple of wee sticks of pineapple just for some carbs. So I'm going to get this eaten, and then we're going to get a shower and we're going to go and get to the gym. Right, we've just pulled up at the gym. I've got my Monster and we're going to be hitting a push session today. But I actually wanted to talk about something I mentioned in my last video, and that is, it's not what is your purpose, but what you're going to leave in this earth. And I think that points towards finding your purpose. Now, there's going to be people out there who are like me, who have a low self-worth, right? And it's something that I've been trying to battle my entire life. And the one thing that's always helped me, like with having low self-worth and not feeling good about myself, is helping others. And again, you might have that same feeling, like when you go do something for someone else, it makes you feel really good. And this will also let you know if you are one of these people, if you do something for someone else and you don't get the gratification from it, it really fucking affects you. Then you likely have a little bit of self-worth in it. And it sounds a little bit selfish because you're like, oh, you're only doing this to like make yourself feel better. But you're not like it. I think it's like a trade-off. You're being a good person, you're doing things for others, and then you get a good feeling from it, and that's something that really motivates me. And that is again why I do these videos. This is why I do all this stuff, because
it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel as if I have some sort of use in this world, while I still work on trying to find that for myself and not needing that gratification that other people will give you. So I think that really helps you find your passion in life. I really think when you start to do things for others and you start to get that good feeling, you start to realise, can I make this my life? Because this will make my life feel fulfilled. And you'll notice I've got tattoos all over me and they're all in Japanese. I've got Inkurashai here, I've got Kaizen here, and my tattoo is kind of just like Japanese themed. I've had an obsession with like Japanese philosophy for a long time, and only recently I actually found out that there is actually Japanese in my blood. My dad done like a test thing and found out there's Japanese in my blood, which is weird why I've always been drawn to like Japanese culture. But there's another bit of Japanese philosophy called Ikigai, and I don't know if you've ever heard about Ikigai. I might have to put into ChatGPT or Google to tell you the exact reason, but I've always understood it as the reason that you wake up in the morning, what drives you to get out of bed, and the reason for your living. And when it comes to your reason to live, if you can then make that into a career, and that is when you've cracked it, like you've absolutely smashed life. And that is something that I have just experienced for the last 18 months now that I'm doing my coaching, posting on here. I've managed to make this my career, and the only reason I've managed to make it my career is because it did mean that much to me and I had that much passion for it, that I thought I need to go for this no matter what happens. And I knew that I would make it work because I'm willing to work for it. So when you're thinking about these things and thinking about like your career and what you want to do, think about what your passion is, what it is you're passionate about. So for me, I've always been passionate about sports. I've always been passionate about that, and that really makes me enjoy what I do. But my original dream, as every other young boy, would be like a footballer. And then I went to like, oh, I want to be a PE teacher, but I wasn't good in school. I get chucked out of school, and this may actually be relevant to some like children who might be watching this right now who have just sat exams, it's exam season, and they might feel as if they've ruined their exams and their life is going to be shit. It's not. You've got time. I never knew what I was going to do until I was fucking 25 years old. Like, it took me till I was 25 to go, oh no, this is it, this is my calling. Some people just find it a bit later than others. Some people find it in their 40s or 50s and they don't realise it. So if you have done your exams and you're worried about it, don't stress it, man. Don't stress it. You've got time, you've got plenty of time to make it up. If you're not failing, you're not trying. So you've went and you've tried. School just isn't for some people. It definitely wasn't for me. So when I went from like PE teaching, I was thinking, I can't do PE teaching because I'm just not a university person. I'm not a school person. That isn't me, that isn't my personality. So I went into being a chef, and I loved chefing, absolutely loved it, but there was just something missing. And again, there's a hard part of chefing where you work ridiculously long hours for the return you actually get. So you want to try and have some sort of decent return in investment, or again, it's going to feel as if you're just like always in burnout, you're always running into problems, you're always tired, and you're not getting enough back in order to actually fulfill you and push it. You want to do more. So when I'm sitting thinking, right, okay, I love sports and I love helping people, instantly that starts to think about coaching. But then that never ever came into my life because I hadn't started the gym until I was 25, and this is where you start to realise that like so much of life starts to make sense when you actually look back on it. So I was really not confident, and I didn't like to speak to people, and I was like kinda scared about confrontation. And my way to fix that was I left chefing for other reasons. I had sciatica, but I left chefing and I thought, what the fuck am I going to do? I thought, I'm going to go into sales because 1, I wanted to make more money, 2, I wanted to become more confident, and 3, I wanted to be like good with rejection. I've always really struggled with rejection. I never really put that together to that extent. I now know, looking back, I have hindsight, that made me get ready for my life now. When it comes to coaching, when it's doing calls with clients, when it's being used to being told no, with coaching there is some sort of sales environment as well, so you have to be good at sales. I've done it for 8 years, it's something I'm really good at. I'm good at calls, like I'm good at just speaking to people and judging and understanding people's body language and like how they talk to you and their tone, and when to go for the bite, when to go, right, okay, are you ready to do this or are you not? So looking back, being shit at school but being good at sports, and then doing chefing, nutrition, like I learned how to cook, so I learned how to cook, and then going into sales and learn how to be confident, how to speak to people, how to do calls, how to back myself, how to handle rejection. It was this perfect cocktail and recipe to go into coaching. And again, like, I couldn't have wrote it because I never knew coaching was going to even enter my life. And that never entered my life until I was at fucking rock bottom. And again, this is what I say, when you hit rock bottom, that's when you have the time and all the foundations to build everything that you need to build. And at that point, it's almost like a all or nothing. It's my life is fucking shit anyway. What have I got to fucking lose? Fuck it, I'm going to go for it, and I'm just going to work away at this until I get good at it. Fast forward 2 years, and you get good. So, practice Ikigai. What the world needs, what you're good at, what sets your heart on fire, and how you can make money. If you can come up with that and find what it is in the middle, how they all interlink, that is your purpose, that is how you're going to live your life, and that is how you're going to do very, very well in your career and in life in general. Because I always say, like, money isn't an important thing. It isn't to me. I think I had to let go, and it used to be a massive driver of mine. I had to let it go, and that taught me to go for what I fucking love. And now what I love makes me money. That is how it goes. That is the way you have to push it. That is the way you have to go for it in order to live a happy and fulfilled life every fucking day. And that's so important for people like me and you who's watching this, who might have that same sort of feeling like I said at the start, that sort of low self-esteem, low self-worth. I get to make people happy. I educate people on how to actually live a happier life and a better life and a healthier life. And my job's cool, mate. My job's cool. I sit there, I talk to people all day, I get them results, I post it, and they're buzzing, I'm buzzing, I get more clients, I can work all over the world. Like, I could go away anywhere right now and still work because I work online. Like, that is the fucking dream, and that is what so many people want, and which so many people don't have. And they just work the same day over and over and over again and fucking hate their life in the same way I used to do. I'm not saying that working a 9 to 5's bad, I'm definitely not. I worked on for years and it got me by and it got me to a place where I needed to be. But my life's a hell of a lot better now. And this is why everything has got to do with purpose. If you have purpose in your life and you can get up every single day, it gives you natural motivation, it gives you a drive to do fucking more. But anyway, let's get in the gym, let's run you through a push session. I want you to try this session, alright? I'm going to put every single detail on the screen, it's all going to be videoed, give it a try. This is free knowledge, this is a free fucking program. If you're watching my TikTok, if you're watching my YouTube, whatever it is you're watching, this is free knowledge, so use it. Right boys, gym is done, I need to get home, I've got a sales call, I've got a 1-to-1 at 6, it is currently 3:30 and I need to also eat some food, so up the road I'll catch up with you there. As I'm eating my food, I'll show you what I'm having as well. See you soon.
What the fuck were you shot myself?
Right, meal number 2, 20 to 5, I need to leave in 20 minutes. So, 2 bagels, 60 gram of carbs, 2 eggs, 14 grams of protein, 4 bacon rashers is another 25 to 30 grams of protein. So 60 carb, 45 grams, maybe 40 grams of protein. Again, for health, going to eat the rest of that pineapple, so 3 wee bits of that in there, probably like 150 grams of pineapple, and then a can of Pepsi Max to wash it all down. So the reason we have carbs is to replace our glycogen levels, alright, so that is going to help with recovery, alright, so we want to, as soon as we finish training, we want to think instant recovery, and that kicks in straight away. If we can recover better, our muscles are going to grow better, and we're going to just feel better. We're not going to have as many DOMs, and then because I have more training to do later, I want to make sure I've got plenty of carbs in my system and I don't just feel sluggish and shit. So get your glycogen topped up, wee stint of protein as well. So I don't believe in like protein straight after workout. I think it's a bit of a myth. I just try to have my protein all through the day, so you'll notice on every single meal I'm sitting on about like 50ish grams of protein on every single one. Regardless of the carb intake, just try to keep my muscle protein synthesis as high as possible, and that is going to be the way of it for the next, well, foreseeable. And I've been used to doing that. I used to eat like 100 grams of protein in one meal and think it's going to do something. So what's going to happen is you're going to have this big massive spike, and then you're not going to eat again for like hours and hours and hours, and it's just going to be a big drop and then a big massive spike again. Whereas if I can split it up into 4 meals, I'm now eating 5 meals a day, 4 meals, around about 50 grams in every single one, I'm going to have a nice balanced spiked muscle protein synthesis, and make sure I'm growing muscle all throughout the day, make sure I'm recovering all throughout the day. Again, the health aspect is just pineapple. I just pick a fruit, so I tend to do 2 meals with veg, 2 meals with fruit, at least 100 grams, make sure I'm eating it, and again there's a wee bit more carbs in it. Fruit is quite sugary and full of carbs, so that's going to help. I was just about to drink that pineapple juice, and then obviously the Pepsi Max, just again to curb some cravings. Used to be fat, and I crave a lot of sweet stuff, so Pepsi Max does the job for me. I've drank about 2 litres of water so far in a day, and I'll probably drink another like 2 to 3 litres until bedtime. So I'm going to get this eaten. I'm cutting into time and I'm cutting it fine. I'm going to get this eaten, and then I'm going to get my 1-to-1 done. I'll catch up with you after this. Right, so 1-to-1's done, sale call done, new client came on board, Scott, welcome. And we've got Jack just subscribed, so I'm recording this as my first video. It's just went live. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't shitting myself. Like, I'm putting myself out there the most I've ever put myself out there. But that's what you have to do, innit? What does it matter? I'm me. Doesn't matter what other people think. I need to go for a life that I think I can achieve. Am I mental? Maybe. Posting YouTube videos, showing a lot of my life. I love this shit. I do. It's not about attention. Might even be a bit of attention, I've not realised that yet, but I think it is. I just like to inspire. Inspire as much as I possibly fucking can. I think that made sense. Inspire as many people as I possibly can. Show you that in order to get better, you need to work. Like, you need to work for it. So I'm out here doing my cardio, 7:15 at night. I've already trained, I've been working all day, and I need to go home and I need to do more work. That's life. Nothing gets better on its own. I put it in the description in my first video. You need change. You need to change. It doesn't happen by accident. You need to force it. Oh no, my legs are screaming out in pain. I done leg day yesterday, and I don't really feel like change right now, but this is the shit boring work that you need to do. That is what it is. If I want to go and run 100k, then I'm going to have to put in hours in order to be able to do that. So, on the bike, you keep running, I'm not running, I'm cycling. We keep cycling, we get the tunes on, and we get fucking fit. Let's do this. There we go, boys. 40 minutes, 16k. There's some people watching the YouTube video. So thank you. Hopefully you're still here. Now, let's go off this bike. Let's get me home. Can we just appreciate the chariot? This thing has been through an absolute wars. Right, boys, we are home and it's time for another wee week. So 350 grams of potato, 12 for 5 minutes. Chucking nothing with some sort of seasoning, peri peri, garlic and herb, feta, Cajun, whatever it is you want to eat. You got one calcium, butter one, and you got for 20 minutes to open it. Absolutely fantastic. Chips, 150 grams of chicken, breast, onions, peppers, bit of sriracha mayo, and then a Greek flatbread. Carbs, protein, veg, sriracha mayo, some fats. It is not fucking simple. That there is an absolute scran, and you cannot tell me otherwise. It's got everything you need in it. It's got protein, it's got carbs, it's got fats, it's fucking tasty, and it's just making my mouth water. So I'm gonna go finish this, and then we'll have one more meal today, but I've got some work to do as well, so can't talk to you too much. Well, that is how I eat, that is how I train, and that is what I do. But I want to ask you a question before I go, and I want you to think about this. Are you living a life that is worth remembering, or are you just surviving a life that you're going to forget? Think about it, use it to motivate yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one. Your life gets better, I promise.